Hey, how goes it? Ken Bozak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And today we're doing I would say not another Bitcoin podcast. I'm here streaming to you live on several platforms. We got YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, DTube, DLive, BitTube. We're live everywhere. This is a decentralized podcast. And my guest today is Sheil Patel, the creator of Liquid Assets, the Bitcoin energy drink you see here every single day on the podcast because I might be addicted. I don't know. There's no clinical studies that I could go and point to, but I can't go a day without my Bitcoin energy drink. Sheil, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Let everybody know a little bit about maybe who you are and how you got into Bitcoin, and then let us know how did that lead you to what you're doing now with this Liquid Assets Bitcoin energy drink.
Sure. So, wow. Love that question. Talking about myself, easy thing to do here. I'm kidding. Where do I start? How did I get involved with crypto? Well, at 19 years old, had gotten involved with direct sales, MLM, and had done that for quite a while and done really well with it. And eventually, in one of the companies I had been a distributor for, had kind of outgrown that opportunity and went looking for some of the best opportunities in that industry. And I ended up meeting somebody that was the manufacturer of a healthy energy drink. And I thought, that is so smart. And at the time, this was several years ago, I had connected with him, and he was making an industry cool. He was making industry fun.
Well, I mean, you'll never see somebody at the gym crack open a Red Bull. It's just, people trying to get in shape aren't going to backtrack 3 steps by running 5K and then chugging 75 grams of sugar.
I hear you, man. Exactly. You'd be surprised, though, man. I've gone to some gyms and they put it in the coolers that they sell there.
Well, that's like the dentist giving you a lollipop on the way out, you sucker. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to come back. You're going to come back.
Yeah. And so I just got really excited at that time and done really well. And, that took off in the next 13 months. We just blew up off of it and helped, light an industry up and make it exciting and fun and cool, and did millions and millions in sales, and thought, wow, that was a great idea. And eventually we ended up moving on to other opportunities, and we circled back and I partnered back up with him because he sent me a box one day and said, hey, check out what we've been working on. And I just was blown away, just absolutely blown away, and thought that everything that we had done for that industry, we had built a brand. And my partner today, the manufacturer of the product, his name's BK. He actually, had built that brand that we had worked with previously into a $200 million brand. And I thought, wow, the experience and the opportunity to do the same thing for Bitcoin. At the time, I started buying Bitcoin at like $400.
Same. Twinsies.
Yeah. There we go.
Like 2017, right?
Price, right? That's how you date people in Bitcoin.
Yeah. I don't know what month, day, or week, but I remember it was $462 and like 42 cents around the first exact time I bought Bitcoin.
Dude, I have a screenshot of it.
Yeah, same here. I have a tattoo of the first Bitcoin wallet I ever opened. This right here, I took it was the first time I ever opened a Bitcoin account. As soon as I saw the QR code, I took a screenshot, and that was it. That was my first Bitcoin address. And
I love it.
A year later, I got it tattooed on me as a celebration of 1 year in Bitcoin, and of course I got my Litecoin, I got Dash, Decred.
Last year, I remember joking with you about how you're like a walking token, and now you actually are a token.
I am, dude. That is amazing, isn't it? Like, I am my own shitcoin. You can hodl me on the blockchain, dude. Yo, you're gonna have to download the Engine wallet and download the Engine wallet and give me your crypto collectibles address, and
Sounds
I'll
good.
send you a couple crypto collectible tokens
Love
of
it.
me, and you can just give them away to some people that like go and follow you and maybe
For sure.
retweet this interview on Twitter. Tag
Totally.
you, and it's at Bitcoin_energy, and we'll let Shill give away a couple of me that are actually on the
Let's
blockchain.
go.
Dude, I always thought that was like, kind of far-fetched or whatever, but as I
Do you
thought
have the
about it,
actual bobble? Do you have the bobblehead?
yeah, well, I don't have a bobblehead yet, but I do own a few of the baseball bobbleheads on the blockchain. I do own those
The
for
Dodgers
sure.
one?
Yeah.
Nice.
I own one Dodgers. I own a Philadelphia Phillies and somebody else. I can't remember the team, but I bought a couple of them, man, because like I really think these tokenized assets that are collectible, non-fungibles, are gonna go up in value because of the utility factor, right? Like
Yeah.
Decentraland, so much is being invested on building in this decentralized virtual world where
Yeah.
you could actually sell Bitcoin energy drinks in virtual reality because it's backed by this drink. One token equals one Bitcoin energy drink. So if I were to go in virtual reality and, buy the token or something from somebody in a bar and my character drinks the drink, I could actually get a private key to redeem to actually get a real can. Like, these are the things that we're looking at doing with tokenizing, physical things and putting that on in a game in that sense. And I don't know, man. I think people just
Yeah.
aren't ready for these new era faucets. Like faucets that you interact with, and by watching ads and stuff like that. You're gonna be able to watch a few ads and get a pair of Nike shoes or something out of it soon.
Dude, are you kind of thinking about BAT? That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of getting paid for attention.
Yeah, exactly. What they're doing with the DAO too. I believe they partnered up about a year ago to build an opt-in advertisement platform instead of you opting out of ads, so you're paying for an ad blocker. Well, imagine an ad provider paying you monthly instead of you paying them monthly, and you get ad instead of not, but it's ads you want, and it's things that are gonna, that you want to see. Like, I want to see if I can get 20% off from Subway or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, because I eat there. I don't care if I can get 10% off at McDonald's. I don't eat at McDonald's. I don't care. I want to
Right.
see ads that I actually care about. So if I could opt in to making money off of that, then by all means. And by the way, guys, this right here, this is me on the blockchain. So if you want one of these, you're gonna have to go and tweet at Bitcoin_energy, tag this video, and ask for one of these tokens. You should probably comment your Engine collectible address. It'll look like this.
Dude, that is awesome. It's the first thing I'm doing when I get off of there.
That's the crypto collectible address. Looks like a regular QR code address. Yeah, man, it's really cool that I got to work with projects like Wax.io and Engine to actually get tokenized me's. I'm like immortal. And I just found out today that I'm in a Bitcoin crypto folk song.
Yeah. You're in a magazine.
Oh yeah, and I'm in a magazine. Go, can you show them? I don't have a copy. I have
Yeah.
I have the older version right here,
Yeah.
the last edition.
My
But
man
Shill,
Ken is on a 4-pager. Look at this, everybody.
dude, check it out, guys. Shout out to Crypto Culture Magazine, and tweet them out. Check out Crypto Culture Mag. And yeah, dude, I got a 4-page article in the magazine. They did a print interview and like sort of like a little autobiography, which was really cool. So I'm really humbled by like all of that. It's just insane that I'm not a developer or anything. I'm not like doing anything crazy. I'm not even the CEO of. I mean, like, dude, I'm just a dude that likes
And
to
a
talk to
diehard.
dudes. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. All I do is talk to people I look up to. Like, dude, like what you're doing with this is genius. But like, I have a serious question.
Sure.
Are you worried that Craig Wright, Satoshi Nakamoto himself, will sue you for using his creation, Bitcoin?
That is so funny. I guess that's just kind of tells the whole story about it, doesn't it? It's like, it came out as he's Satoshi, but it's just like, come on, stop playing. There's no way he's really Satoshi, is he?
Nah, man. I mean, we've debunked his proof several times, and by we I mean the community themselves, a decentralized debunking, if you will, and he's never proved without a reasonable doubt that he is. So there's that. But he does
Don't
claim.
you wonder how he's still a top coin?
Yeah, I don't actually. I think I think once you have.
He's got $1 billion cap.
Right. But like once you've established that amount of wealth, right? You have a network of lobbyists, and you've probably have positioned yourself into a where you may have some information where you can leverage over your friends in places. That's what happens when you have millions of dollars, dude. The worst I could probably come up with is like, yeah, I was with Shield the other day. We were smoking weed at the bar, and like, oh, you can't say that. He's the CEO of a company. But these dudes have friends that they're like doing blow off of minors, hashtag Pizzagate. Like, they got shit on people that they could use to manipulate the market. So, I mean, he looks like the shadiest, sketchiest fucking dude. He's probably involved in some nasty things, so I can see why it's still worth some money. He's probably blackmailing people, keeping it in his market cap, right? Like, I can see on the blockchain that you're selling my token. I'm going to blackmail you. Like, that's the kind of person that I believe him to be. That's the vibe I get from Craig.
Yeah. You know what I love about you, though? You're not afraid of just telling it how it is, and that, I remember
I ain't afraid of fake Toshi.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what though? I actually came up with a drink in that segue there. So this is Bitcoin Energy, guys. Check it out. Liquid assets. BitcoinEnergy.com. And I got a glass of ice here with some UV blue vodka. This stuff. Bam, UV blue.
I've seen that, UV blue.
So I've decided to coin this. It's a little slippery. I decided to coin this. Either Smurf Toshi, if you will, or
I love it,
Satoshi Smurf, if you don't like that. But I like Smurf Toshi.
I love it.
It's just a little bit of UV blue and Bitcoin Energy. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. So, tell us a little bit about this Bitcoin Energy liquid assets thing.
How is it?
It's good. No, dude, I love it. I drink this all the time. This is my person. I love UV. This is my. I mean, so here's the deal. I don't buy big bottles. I don't drink because I don't have like great self-control. So I'll actually buy a pack of the airplane bottles so I don't overindulge in alcohol by taking out of the big bottle and measuring shots.
Yeah.
But this is my go-to, UV Blue and Bitcoin Energy. I don't like being down. I'm not a big downer guy, so I like the energy drink with the buzz and the social lubricant of the alcohol. Yeah. And the flavor is off the chain, guys. Like, this straight up tastes like candy. Like, I love it. And there's not much sugar. What's the sugar ratio right now? 8 grams? That is... an eighth of what Red Bull has in the same amount, dude. It's insane. So how did you guys decide to put this together? I see it has like aloe, and there's a lot of things going on in here. No artificial sweeteners, no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no high fructose corn syrup, none of that shit. And it's only 62 calories per can and 80 milligrams of caffeine, bro. That is legit, man. So like, what was the inspiration, the process like? Let us know like a little bit about the origin story, if you will.
Sure. So we had already had a lot of experience with selling healthy energy drinks during that 13-month stint that I had, and we took a lot of the same flavor profiles and a lot of the same health benefits that we wanted to succeed in the market with, and slap a brand like Bitcoin on there, because that's like being able to sell a brand like Starbucks without needing to ask Starbucks for permission.
Not to cut you off, I do want to segue real quick that I've seen this done in a parody legal loophole. There was a TV show about this guy, I can't remember the name. He would run around and give businesses like the worst advice ever, but it turned out to be like the best marketing ever, but it was really shitty at the same time. Basically, it was like not Starbucks, and it was a coffee shop, and they got to use Starbucks' name as a parody law loophole. Like Weird Al Yankovic gets to make a pop culture hit parody video, and he doesn't have to really pay royalties or ask for permission. So you're really exploiting a loophole that's been done before. This isn't anything that, I would say is, malicious if people were saying, oh, that's fucked up that, you know, he's a, you know, no, it's been done. It's been done. Yeah, exactly. So that's genius.
It's actually a very exciting one because, like, isn't that what Bitcoin's all about? Open source code.
Exactly, man. That whole monopoly mentality in this space, it's so counterproductive to the actual mantra of crypto. You know, like open source, decentralization, no censorship. But in this community, we push out censorship. We are biased in this industry. It's self-censorship, self-regulated, centralized. It's really starting to get too, I don't know what the word, I mean, if you start to,
we're getting too boxed in, and this is what I've been telling some people, right? I was on a call with the CEO of an event last year. We went to a bunch of events, and actually I remember Ken, when we first met, we met at an event, and I was so excited to see you because I had seen all your stuff on YouTube, and I was like, that's Ken, what's up, man? In fact, I was so excited to see you that I called Crypto Craig that same day, and I was like, you need to be here right now because this is exciting, you know? And
much appreciated.
Yeah, even though it wasn't the best event ever because that was a flop, but you know, I just remember being at a lot of these events and thinking there's a lot of projects, but everybody is competing with each other, but we're all kind of in the same team because Bitcoin is the brand that if Bitcoin wins, everybody wins. Now, I could be completely wrong, you know, but I feel like it's got the most influence in the market because everyone's heard of it. It's got the brand name that carries the whole market. It's kind of like Apple, you know, Apple, when Apple puts a notch in their phone, everybody puts a notch in their phone, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, when it comes to leading the way and being trendy, I thought, you know, what more exciting way to go tell the actual story to the normal person, right? It's not about the people that are at those events that already know about crypto. You know, depending on how long you've been involved and how much you've studied, you know, a few days of just putting your head down and learning about this whole idea of blockchain and decentralization and coding and how it all works, you start to say, oh my God, this is the future. But we need to tell more people about it in a way that they understand, in which, you know, I did a podcast recently that is not a crypto podcast, right? They don't really know anything about Bitcoin, but he had known that, you know, Bitcoin is pretty entrepreneurial. There's a lot of people that are forward thinking. I've been to some regular, just traditional influencer events, and I brought this drink, and I tell people this is the new dollar sign. This is the future.
Man, I seen that. I was on a yacht party with you guys, man, in LA. And that yacht party, everybody, it was fucking insane because it was like when Red Bull first came out, you know what I mean? Like everybody was talking. I went on that boat and it was just everybody was talking about they were like looking at the can, checking it out, like show. I'm like, yo, that's crazy because this is the Bitcoin swag right now. Like, you know, nobody's really looking at, and that's, I kind of like that this was the swag that everybody was looking at, and it wasn't like some unhackable Bitcoin wallet scam fucking thing, or, you know, like an ICO, whatever. Like, this is a tangible thing, you know, product. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's something that they could have showed their friends, and their friends don't have to be investors to be interested in that. They're like, most people like energy drinks. So this is going to be something that people are going to try just to see if they like it or not, first off. And now they're going to, you know, now they have a Bitcoin energy drink in their hand. They're probably going to be more incentivized. Plus, not a lot of people know that when you order a case of these, you can go online and you could put this code. There's a code there. And you could potentially win some Bitcoin. So here.
I hope your live streamer snapshot that. That's a free code right there.
Take that code. And there's a chance for you to win Bitcoin at bitcoinenergy.com. And when you buy a case, you get a pretty good amount of entries. So, like, people are going to drink this, check it out, and just enter to win some crypto. Now, next thing you know, they're hodlers, which is really cool. So, as far as, like, Bitcoin and crypto swag goes, I think this was, like, one of the most ingenious, outside-the-box innovations I still have yet to see. But, I mean, what are your thoughts on making it more crypto or more blockchain?
Sure.
And I know everybody's going to give me shit for saying put your potato chips on the blockchain. But But you could tokenize this. You could put the private key under a tab or what. I don't know. I'm
Sure.
thinking about maybe even like what is a lot of the institutional companies that are invested in this. They're looking at blockchain as far as supply chain issuance goes to make sure you can track this from A to B on the blockchain and go to your ledger and be like, this is where it was in the truck. This is how cold it was. This
Yeah.
is when it got to the store. This is when it was sold. So you can have this open source ledger of supply chain, and it's immutable, it's decentralized. But I don't know, I'm just curious from like a business perspective,
I
since you
gotcha.
have the mentality of crypto,
Yeah.
is that feasible right now? Like, is it feasible for small business like yours to incorporate blockchain technology like supply chain issuance or tokenizing your physical things and making digital assets? Is that worth your while? What's holding back
So,
that mainstream adoption?
sure, sure. There's not a major use case at the moment for tokenizing a can that I can see worth tokenizing to have the market for an actual token. There has to be a market for your token, right? And before you can create the market for your token, you have to create a market for the actual product that will be tokenized. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's the first thing, right? That's the first I'd say challenge in bringing a product to market, because everybody wants to have a token, but that's not always important if nobody's buying your token, right? And then the answer also that kind of lies in our question itself is, what are we selling the token for? Most of the time it's Bitcoin. So then if Bitcoin's the main, it kind of would be counterproductive, right? Like, now,
Well, I mean, if I could hold 10 tokens, that one token was redeemable per can, and the can starts to go up in value in fiat because, fiat's going down in value, I could potentially hedge into having 100 cans of this drink at today's market value redeemable in the future. So if fiat starts to go down and Bitcoin energy drink starts to cost more because of that, because
yeah.
fiat's worth less over time, then there may be an incentive for me to store some of my market cap over here and maybe even stake. And I don't know, I kind of talked about that at a loyalty and rewards conference in Chicago with like
Sure.
McDonald's, airlines were there. It was really cool to talk about like basically tokenizing the gift card system and making it more of a security token with a dividend of a utility token. So I had a guest
Kind of
on
like
my
Monarch.
sort of now, like,
Got a good two-token system. I like it.
oh yeah, dude. I mean, if I was an accredited investor, I would definitely have hopped on their STO. Of course, I'm not in. You're not allowed to within the U.S., unfortunately. But outside the U.S., if you wanted to, you could invest in Monarch's STO. But I've been earning a lot of the Monarch token promos, the MTPs. I have like maybe 1,000 of their tokens now at this point, and I earned every one of them. So
Nice.
that's what I recommend to everybody. Don't buy so much. Do what you can to
Yeah.
earn more. And
Can we talk about that real quick?
well, I
Because
was about to actually.
yeah,
That's what I was saying. I was actually just saying I had a guest on my show a couple days ago, and what he does is he makes it possible to mine Monero in the background of my computer when I visit websites like BitcoinEnergy.com. So
yeah,
if I go to BitcoinEnergy.com, I'm mining Monero for you. It goes right to your Monero wallet.
yeah.
But because I'm doing that, you give me one Bitcoin Energy point, not a token, not money, not crypto, not an ICO. It's a point. And because you measured that to be X amount of hash power equals point, when I have 100 points, I've already mined enough Monero for you to be in profit to give me 100 tokens or points equal to a case. So I could
Sure.
just leave my computer running right now, walk away, take a nap. 10 hours later, maybe I earned enough to get a case of Bitcoin Energy because I
Sure.
can donate it my hashing power. So
Sure.
that's just one more way for a business like yours to get involved more in the physical aspects of a cryptocurrency project. But
Totally.
again, a lot of people don't want your potato chips on the blockchain. But when it comes to supply chain and monetizing the attention of your customers and really gaming that attention to interact with the market, it's the way that I see this really moving forward. You're gonna like basic attention token and how you're gonna get paid to watch ads. I I totally believe Netflix is going to start paying you and me a year or two from now to watch them, because if we don't, they're not going to get paid anything from their marketing department. So they're going to need us to watch them real soon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they keep raising it $1 every other 2 weeks. People are canceling their Netflix accounts. So the future of marketing is I think, sort of, gamifying and monetizing the attention economy and really incentivizing that to be spent back in the ecosystem that it was earned and contributed in. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's really cool.
Well,
Like,
just
what are your
to
thoughts?
end on that note is, I didn't want to interrupt you there, but we, that all being said, we haven't ruled any type of, advancement on how we can even be a little bit more innovative on the digital side, because, we've had a lot of ideas, and I guess I'll kind of drip one where we haven't fully formulated this yet, but we are considering putting a little QR code on the side as a little bit of real estate for, all types of cryptos that we can work with. Download this and you get buy this case, and in every can you scan this QR code, you get 0.0001, or
So you could put like private keys on the
private
cans.
keys. You could do well. You can't do that because it's hard to individualize a can.
Ooh, that's a good point. Okay, that would
make
probably be
sense?
expensive. Yeah, no, I understand that. I mean, again, though, that's where I think the Internet of Things, the IoT, the physical machines of today, they'll be easily updated to do things like that, because the utility behind being able to print multiple different codes on the items, it's going to be really powerful for that reason. And the more people and more companies that start to see that, the companies that design the machines that they use will start to utilize that and move it in. And that's where I say, when people are worried about Bitcoin electrical consumption, you have to understand the incentive to create cheaper, better, faster electricity is bigger than consuming it. So as the consumption desire grows, the production desire gets exponentially bigger. So the incentive to create a better production is even bigger than the consumption desire. And that goes both ways.
Yeah. And then we've got incredible advancements on that end too when it comes to energy. There's a lot of blockchains and cryptos that are, not even going to use any energy. So who knows where anything's going to land? Nobody knows if Bitcoin's the winner or not the winner. But for now, I think we've got all our best chances if we all kind of go Team Bitcoin and get this logo in front of the most people we possibly can, and going back to my story, when I saw that, I could have done a million different things, but I saw this as being just what I like to call a multi-sensory experience, right? When someone gets introduced to a new concept, a new idea, in this case, one of the most important ideas of our lifetime, the idea of money has completely changed because of Bitcoin. And many people wouldn't understand this because when, internet was created, that was a big idea, right? But the biggest thing since then is Bitcoin, because this is, money is more important than email. And so bottom line is that I get fired up about telling the story about Bitcoin because this lights up every single sense in your body. If you look at historically businesses that have done just astronomically well, like Apple, they did certain things to just capitalize on those senses. For example, when Steve Jobs opened the first retail stores, he wasn't thinking, oh, let me go open these retail stores to just sell a bunch of computer hardware. He thought, I'm going to open these stores to give people an Apple experience.
Yep.
And so now when you walk in, if you ever try this, go ahead to your local mall, go to an Apple store first thing in the morning when they open, you're going to see every single laptop. They're going to be all, positioned this way on the table. And do you know why that is?
Because you want to touch it. You want to open it. You
Exactly.
want to move it. It's like OCD. They know they're messing with my OCD.
Exactly. They're forcing you to touch it because they want you to physically touch their product. And that's because they understand that for you to buy something, it's got to smell a certain way in the store. It's got to look a certain way for you to want that to create that buying decision. I think we've done a lot by just saying, hey, this Bitcoin logo right here allows you to, transact seamlessly, permissionlessly. You can transact with very little fees all across the world with Bitcoin with your smartphone. I mean, that concept is just mind blowing
It
now.
is.
And, you know, now we have to start thinking a little beyond the box. You know, we can't just say people are, it's very one dimensional to just think, oh yeah, we're just going to tell people about Bitcoin. Dude, let's make it an experience. People can pop the top, they'll hear it go, tss, then they'll drink it, their taste buds are firing off, the smell, the effervescence of how floral and unique it tastes.
You know what? I was actually talking to somebody about that earlier, about like how this gives Bitcoin a taste and smell for something that's intangible. Yo,
Yes.
it's fucking crazy concept. Like, if you were to expand your horizons and think, like, guys, Bitcoin's not physical. You can't touch a Bitcoin. You can't hold a Bitcoin. You can't bite and taste a Bitcoin. You can't smell a Bitcoin. But you can. Like, it's this is the first to market. This is the Bitcoin of cryptos, right? It has the legacy of its existence. So, like, this in all, whether you like it or not, guys, this represents Bitcoin in a tangible reality. And I think it's really interesting, like, you know, in a concept of seeing this in a mainstream corner store and just, you know, seeing it there, and it becomes more normalized. And a lot of companies that exist today actually had a really crazy guerrilla marketing team in the early 90s, early 2000s, where it was like sticker graffiti or like, you know, marketing, like just like subliminal marketing, like little Bitcoin energy in the background, just one can or whatever. But it starts to become ubiquitous to your experiences when you're consuming content, right? Like when I go to the corner store, Bitcoin's starting to become more ubiquitous to my life. Even if I'm not holding Bitcoin, I'm not even reading about Bitcoin, but I'm going to the corner store and I'm seeing a Bitcoin logo, Bitcoin, digital liquid asset. I'm seeing it every day. It's starting to become more of a normalized thing.
Right.
And without me worrying about volatility, the investment aspect, it's just, it as a concept is now part of my reality without all the worries of a day trader and a hodler. So I think that's a really interesting perspective that people walk away with as a mainstream newbie when they walk by this project and, you know, they see, oh wow, liquid assets, what's this? Oh, it's a Bitcoin logo. Wait, crack it open. Like, it's just intriguing, right? It's not like, I wonder how this is a scam. What is this? 10 Bitcoin? What is it? What are they giving me? An ICO here? When's the airdrop? You know what I mean? Like, it's a different way for people that are, you know, not in the space, that have like that different perspective of it, to kind of, you know, get their, you know, their beak wet, if you will.
Totally. It's the best way to start the conversation, honestly.
So
And
I wanted to say, oh, I just wanted to segue into, like, how were some of your conversations at conferences and events?
Yes.
You know, like when I saw you in LA at Crypto Investment Summit on the yacht party, like I said, every person, I'm not exaggerating when I say everybody was talking about it. It was like there was two things being talked about on this yacht party. The headphones that you could wear and you could be a part of 4 different concerts. So like everybody was a part of their own little mini concert, and they were all drinking Bitcoin energy drinks. So it was like this crazy, weird, you know, Black Mirror party. And then I saw you at World CryptoCon, and these are people that aren't even into Bitcoin, like Doug Polk. He's a kind of a Bitcoiner, but he's a poker player. And there was a bunch of other more, you know, mainstream, you know, gamblers and celebrities that are not so, you know, crypto. But they were all talking about this at that poker party at World CryptoCon. So, like, what are those conversations like when people come up to you?
Dude, they're absolutely amazing. And perfect segue, because we say on our team, there's a conversation in every can. And so when you look at a product that you could put in your hands, think back when you were in college, or when you were at, a party, at a bar, wherever, any social setting, you put a drink in your hand. The second you wrapped your hand around it, you instantly felt more talkative. You instantly felt a little bit more chest up, like, hey, I fit in around here. I got something that I can hide behind as my can and feel like I can be a part of this whole, right? So
that's the red solo cup of the crypto parties.
That's why we should all be so excited. Why wouldn't we? The crypto community should be embracing this with their arms so wide open, that we want everybody telling because this is the easiest way that speaks to the average consumer, the average person, to have a beverage that it's also healthy, so you don't even feel guilty like, oh, I'm chugging these terrible energy drinks down their throats. No, this is healthy. You know, I can't wait for our next one. The next one's gonna be amazing.
Can you talk a little bit about the roadmap for liquid assets?
Yeah.
Is it safe to talk about, like, you know, what's
Totally.
what's 2019 hold in store for Bitcoin Energy?
Sure. So, you know, we talk a lot because there's a lot of different ideas that get popped up. Like you had just asked earlier, you know, what type of questions get popped up, what type of conversations. I remember talking to Charlie Lee of Litecoin. I looked at him with this can and I said, Charlie, when are we going to create a light version of this? Do a little sugar free, you know? And he got so fired up.
Jeez.
And, you know, I think these are things that we should be all exploring because the marketing, nobody owns Bitcoin, you know, and essentially nobody owns Litecoin. We attach Charlie Lee to it, but he mined all his coins like everybody else did, right? And when you look at a logo that nobody owns, then who's directing the marketing, right? And when nobody is behind the marketing, then the word's never going to get out, you know?
Right, and I tell that to people all the time that they don't understand that Bitcoin doesn't have a marketing department. Bitcoin doesn't have a foundation. It's the end users, it's the enthusiasts, you know? And exactly. And you know what, though? Like, and I wanted to get back to how you kind of got into this, you know, whole thing when, you know, it all began. I want to go back to the origin. If you guys missed the beginning, go back to the beginning of the interview and come back to this point. I want to talk a little bit about the affiliate marketing that you were doing and how that really empowers independent entrepreneurship right now, utilizing the internet just as much as when the steam engine came out and the print and press and, you know, independent, you know, employment became an actual possibility. And then you had the automobile that made it possible for me to have a job miles away from where I lived to now I can have a job all over the world on the internet as an independent entrepreneur. But like, I wanted to start off on the sour taste that affiliate programs and referrals can kind of come out with, because, you know, we have these Herbalifes and Avons and, you know, all the BitConnects of the world that just kind of take advantage of the MLM business model. But again, not all MLMs are pyramid schemes. So I do want to talk a little bit about that, educate some of the people about like what to look for and how to spot a bad MLM from a good MLM. And then I wanted to segue into a little bit about what Liquid Assets is doing with their affiliate program, because ENJ Gold just said he would wish his affiliate referral would get approved. So ENJ, I asked him, he won't forget.
On it. Yes. And so, you know, the exciting thing was coming from a crypto background, and I'll answer all those questions because as soon as you start asking a lot of these things, I start thinking, maybe I was born to do this because I come from all of these backgrounds. You know, I grew up in an Indian family, so my parents are both from India.
You're Indian?
And couldn't tell. Yeah, with
a name like Patel, I couldn't tell.
So
it's like the most common last name in the world. I watched a documentary on that.
Are you kidding? I think Chan is.
No, you got to watch the documentary Patel. It is a really interesting documentary because I found out that the Patel families only want Patels to marry other Patels.
That's right. And I just asked my girlfriend, who is not a Patel, to marry me.
Congratulations. Respect, man.
Thank you. And that just kind of tells a big story about me, is I like thinking outside the box. You know, I don't like fitting into a mold. I think that, you know, if you can start to think on a global level, some people like Elon Musk thinks multi-planetary, you know, I mean, that's even grander and bigger than me. I can't even imagine thinking about colonizing Mars. You know what I'm saying? What?
I could barely figure that out in video games that have, you know, really detailed, you know, progress detail. I still fail in Sims. My characters catch on fire. I don't know how some of these people and like what you're doing. I just this, like, again, so outside the box, dude.
Yeah, man. And you have to be, because we got to start talking to the consumer, right? And we have to have something that is unrelated to the price of Bitcoin. Nobody should care. I mean, I look at Bitcoin as a very long-term asset.
Well,
It's
back to the MLM affiliate stuff.
oh,
Like
that's right.
a lot of people right now are like Jamie Dimon used to call Bitcoin a scam, and
Yeah.
who the fuck Jose Canseco just called Bitcoin a pyramid scheme on Twitter. Who the fuck are you, Jose Canseco? What's is that even? I hope I'm saying like this guy, this fucking guy, dude. Oh my god, holy shit! I hope it was a troll post, like, but. Whatever. I mean, like, what are your thoughts though? Like, again, tell us a little bit, and I'll try my best not to interrupt them. I'll,
No,
sped
I
up.
think when I first saw this, I had looked around in the Bitcoin crypto world and thought, as big as Bitcoin is, it's full of schemy, scammy, deceptive tactics, because that's what comes with unregulated markets, right? It's a new concept, new innovation, and along with the good, you're also going to get the bad. But that doesn't mean that doesn't happen with dollars. All the same schemy, scammy stuff, if not more, way more trafficking and drugs and all types of terrible things that people complain about in society happen with cash, or illegal things happen with dollars than they do Bitcoin. But for conversation's sake, I just looked at it like, look, I would rather not associate those type of negativities with our brand, because it doesn't fit. I like pizza and I like ice cream, but I don't like them together. Sometimes some things don't work together, and so I'm not saying I'm not open-minded, because anything can always happen as the market pans out. But I think being able to just look around, you can mine Bitcoin, you could trade Bitcoin, but how do you really earn Bitcoin unless you already had some money to throw at it and then you sit on it a little bit? What are you going to learn trading instantly? I mean, it doesn't. Trading's like a sport that you gotta craft, for a long. There's so much data and analytics. You don't just learn one Fibonacci retracement strategy and start thinking you're a savant, right?
Well, in a bull market, you may be led to believe. Yeah, exactly.
Market, right?
And I actually just saw a comment. David said, "What? Wait, what? MLM isn't a pyramid? Well, some MLMs actually stop at level 1. There is no pyramid structure. It's just one. Like just me." and then when you use my link, I get a cut. But if anybody used your link, I don't get a cut of that cut. Right. It ends at like one tier, and you can't fucking build a pyramid with one brick, dude. So yeah, some MLMs aren't pyramids, and yeah, maybe not Ponzi's for sure. And that's what I was getting at with like things like, the liquid assets affiliate program is less pyramid, less Ponzi, and like you're not going to just be like, oh, my ICO coins never showed up, man. Like, where's my liquid assets? No, it's tangible. It's coming from Amazon. And I wanted to give a quick plug. Anybody listening, if you want to save 30%, go to Amazon.com, then go to your wish list, add Bitcoin energy drink to your wish list, then go to purse.io, share that wish list HTTP address, and then say, I want 30% off because I'm going to pay with crypto. You will get this case 30% off just for spending cryptocurrencies on purse.io, shopping on Amazon.com directly.
Yeah. And that's incredible to have Bitcoin and just show up in 2 days, and to be able to say, hey, mining Bitcoin. I think if you understood mining and how hard and difficult and expensive it's become, you sort of start to think that's not for me, right? Which it never was, I don't think, intended that way. I think it was intended to naturally just organically grow with everyone's computer at home. And they never thought there's going to be these farms. But regardless, that's kind of how we are as people. And we've now created such a huge difficulty. And how much hash power would you need now to generate one Bitcoin?
Well, somebody asked me the other day, how does Bitcoin have any value besides like what the open market decides? And I'm like, well, the miners decide it. They're the ones earning it. They're the ones getting rewarded it. And most of the Bitcoin that will ever exist already exists. We're at like 17 million out of 21 million Bitcoin in existence, with the next halvening cutting the supply issuance in half, 2020. So
Yeah.
by the year 2140, Bitcoin will be done being mined, and it will switch to a proof of stake, security model instead of a proof of work in that sense. But dude, I mean, a lot of people don't really understand that, the roadmap for Bitcoin is a lot bigger than, where it's at today. And,
Right.
everybody's looking at Bitcoin as if it were the internet during 56K and just giving up on the internet because we don't have, 100 over 100 megabytes, and I can't stream VR. And there was no VR when the internet was at 56K because you couldn't stream 360 videos. But
Yeah.
the internet got better, so people created those projects. And I think that's kind of what maybe, we jumped the shark a little bit by trying to create some projects in this space too early. But
Yeah.
maybe they're just ahead of their time. And it's not just because things lose value, in token market cap doesn't necessarily mean the technology behind it is losing any relative. Bitcoin's price has gone down throughout 2018 to now, but the innovation behind it, the technology behind Bitcoin, has just kept increasing exponentially. So it's one of those conundrums where Bitcoin is actually the cheapest it's ever been because it's actually better tech and cheaper price. Like, the tech wasn't as good as it is now when Bitcoin was at $20,000. Bitcoin has improved so much since it was 20K, but has come down in value that it's a blatant missed opportunity if people aren't at least deciding to get one Bitcoin and then maybe looking at their other alternative currencies.
I agree with that 100%, and then, just kind of talking about the Bitcoin economy. I think what I wanted Bitcoin Energy to be was an opportunity for everybody to have a chance to actually earn an honest income in Bitcoin. And so you can now pay with Bitcoin, you can now earn Bitcoin, and you can win Bitcoin. And on that note, I think the odds of winning a Bitcoin with us, 1 in 10,000 versus, 1 in, 60 million odds of earning a Bitcoin at this point, traditionally mining it.
I just realized you have a different code on the bottom of every can.
Right.
Wouldn't we be able to do that private key?
The code?
Yeah, couldn't the code on the bottom be a private key for, like, say Dash wanted to sponsor Dash, whatever, liquid cash instead of digital,
Sure.
They could put a Dash private key on the bottom of the can, so when people buy them, they get a little bit of Dash too. Is that possible?
That is possible. Yes, it is.
You might, how the Dash DAO proposal system works, right?
Yes, I do.
You can just go and write up a proposal, submit it to the Dash ecosystem, and there's a really good chance they're going to throw some Dash at you to help fund this concept. And, it's basically like a donation in a sense. You're not held to any legal obligations. It's just your digital reputation, right? Like, here's the funds. Hopefully you use them. But if you do, you could submit another proposal to another one and partner more. So I would love to see a way to get, like,
that's a great idea.
Dash liquid cash.
I'm going to work on that this entire week, and I'm going to work on my Dash proposal. Dash.
Fuck yeah. See this? You see this?
Take care of my boy Ken Bozak, because that's a great idea.
Liquid cash, man. That's what I'm
saying. When did you get that tattoo?
I actually got this in Jersey with my buddy Brian at the same time. There's a live stream of us doing this. We paid with Dash. There was a Dash ATM in the tattoo parlor. So it was really cool. And the actual artist just accepted the Dash up front, and the business accepts crypto at the register. So it was just an all-in-all good experience, really cool podcast. But I got Dash actually not too long after I learned the difference between synonymous and anonymous. Like, if you send me Bitcoin, I could take a look at how much Bitcoin you have in that wallet and everything that you've done with that wallet ever, because it's public. It's on the blockchain. It's not anonymous. It's synonymous. And the synonymous factor is me not knowing that was your address. But if you sent me payment, I know it was your address. So now it's not it's not synonymous at all. It's completely known. So I had issues where, like, people were like, send me some, and I sent somebody $1 or $2 to donate, and they'll be like, oh, you have, I'm like, oh shit, I realized Bitcoin is not anonymous, and I understood what synonymous meant, so I started using Dash, and the instant private send and things like Bit Refill and rewards.com. And there's a lot of places that you can shop and get 10% off just because you're using Dash.
Yeah.
So there's an incentive behind it. So I appreciated Dash for everything that it contributed to the things that Bitcoin didn't have for me. So that's why I kind of grabbed that one, you know. And I would love to drink some liquid digital cash Dash, dude. I really hope that proposal goes through, man.
Yeah, totally will. I'll be hitting you up after this and you know, see what we can maybe collaborate on, because I'll need a little help. I've never submitted a proposal to Dash.
Oh, dude, I 100% got you, bro. Yeah. And I know the community's behind this because I want to know what the fuck would Dash take. Like, if you're watching this, just like comment, what do you think flavored Dash liquid cash should be? Or like, what do you imagine it would taste like? I want to see what your thoughts are and your predictions, because I don't know. Let's see what we can do. Anyway,
I'd probably make it like Hawaiian Blue Crush, something similar to the, you know, that would be my bid.
Hey guys, can we get votes in for Hawaiian Blue Crush? Because I mean, that's like one of the best strains I've ever smoked in Las Vegas, by the way, Blue Crush. You guys got to go to what was it? Medmen, 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 right by the Hard Rock Hotel in Vegas. Fire primo. I do want to talk a little bit about you know, well, yeah, like how do I sign up? What's the process like? How does it work? What's the incentive? Just like let the viewers know, because guys, you can sign up for this and you can you know, earn Bitcoin by you know, shilling an energy drink. It's not a fucking ICO. It's not a scam. It's delicious, and you can help push the name, the brand Bitcoin, you know, mainstream without that sour taste in the mouth that, you know, the mainstream media portrays. So let us know a little information about the platform and how it works.
And we have, you know, a ton of ways we want to help all the affiliates too, because as we go mainstream and take this to retail, we think it's going to help grow that affiliate side of things as well too, because it, you know, just pushes people to purchase something when they've already seen it on the shelves or they've seen it at their local store. And so people that are popular, like, you know, our boy Ken here, Ken's very popular, especially in crypto and Bitcoin, as you guys all know. There's a lot of people that have and Ken's earned that popularity, not because he's just cool, because he is, but he's a diehard and he's committed, and you know, he's got the discipline to. I asked him right before the call, how many hours a day are you at? Are you all day? He's all in crypto. I mean, to the max, 100%. To the fact that he's got tattoos, he's got a 4-page article in this magazine. Come on, everybody! But big ups to Ken and the guys that are helping spread the word. That's my whole thing. If I could get a tattoo, or if I ever did, it would say just hashtag mass adoption. Let's go take this and just tell people why it's cool to use crypto, why it's cool to use Bitcoin, and why it's the future of money. And so the affiliate program pays you 10% as the influencer, right? But the cool thing that I wanted to do was, as you know, people that do have a network or an audience, there's going to be people in the audience that want to go tell people, and they're going to want to go help build their mini community as well. And it's a community that should help other people build their own community too. That's how I think just duplicates the whole entire process of spreading the word, right? This circle and pocket of people, tell more people, tell more people, tell more people. And that's how we start telling everybody about downloading wallets, you know? And that's why I thought, you know, I think the next move would be putting a QR code, getting people a free download, possibly a Bitcoin energy wallet that can host, you know, X amount of tokens or whatever it may be. And we'll see where it goes. But I think that the 10% rev share is a very powerful play, because the influencer like a Ken and the people that have spent time building their community will earn the 10%. If they want it in the old school money of US dollars, then we'll pay that. If they want it in the new age money and what the future will be, and what I think is way more valuable than the dollar is Bitcoin. And what could be cooler than that, and so you get a small 1% of the people in your audience that want to go become an affiliate themselves. And you can't be sad about an opportunity to share your favorite energy drink. You're doing a party can potentially help you make money. I mean,
I know, dude. You could put on like a Smurf Toshi party, like, and I'll fly out because that's my favorite fucking drink.
That's a great offer. And if anybody watching this hosts a party, I'll send the cases. Okay. But I think that it's an incredible chance for all of us to say, let's go tell people about Bitcoin. And it's not only going to show up one time. I remember telling people about this, and it tasted so good, and it was so healthy, and people were, feeling really good on this, that people would hunt me down for this product. Until today, I get hit up all the time about it. And so posting about it on social, we've got a hashtag Bitcoin Energy. I know my man Ken's always shouting us out. I know you guys must have seen him on Twitter and social media. I'm sure he's going to leave his affiliate link below.
It's in the description box of every video that I upload.
Unbelievable. And go out there, support him, support his content, because then he can come out here and keep pushing amazing news and content, what's going on in the world of crypto. Seeing him in a 4-page, there's nobody else that had a 4-pager here.
It's so humbling. Like, I'm totally like, oh no, scared. Like, it's like one of those things where it's just like, oh shit, like, damn, I didn't realize like it was like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun, and then I'm looking, I'm like, oh, I forgot. Like, yeah, I was just on the news.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you've been on what? You've been on a few different media outlets. You're killing it.
Yeah, I think I was on.
You're holding Bitcoin Energy in one of them.
Yeah, that was actually CBS in New Jersey. They did an interview with me, and they were even asking, they literally brought up like the concept of influencer and marketing and promoting, and I was just like, well, yeah, that's how I'm here at this event. Like, I work with brands to promote them, and it's like any YouTuber that does an unboxing video, and that link in the description box that takes you to Amazon to buy the microphone that I did an unboxing video for. They're getting 10% of that. It's just,
right.
That's independent entrepreneurship, and that's how it's being done nowadays in the digital way. It used to be done in like physical sense, like flea markets and stuff like that. Like that's kind of what these, it's sort of turned into, is like Facebook's become this weird little mini strip mall of influencers, like treating it like a flea market, and it is a way to provide, quality content and be able to afford to do so, and be able to choose which projects you work with and stuff like that. Like, that's what I was talking about in the interview. And I do want to like let people know the difference between me as a content creator and an influencer, somebody else who may want to call themselves that. I don't like to say I'm an influencer. The only difference I see is an influencer intentionally tries to project themselves as an expert to maybe inspire a perspective that they're projecting, right? Like, an influencer has an agenda. An influencer has a biased opinion, as opposed to a content creator being more unbiased and information as opposed to opinion. So when there's more information and less opinion, I would say more content creation. And if it's more opinion than information, I would say that's more of an influencer, especially if they're intentionally projecting themselves as an expert or professional. And I'm just an end user. I'm just the guy who likes drinking Bitcoin Energy. I like all my Bitcoin accessories, and I like using Bitcoin as my currency of choice. And that's why I
kind of conferences you've been to. Look at all those badges.
Oh, that's dude, badges on badges. I got that, right here, all access. I would love to see anybody from World CryptoCon 2018 have an all access badge pass. Y'all got that ultra VIP bullshit, right? But who had all access? Call me. Let me know. Proof. But I want to talk a little bit about 2019. Are you going to be at
Yeah.
World CryptoCon 2019? I heard they're
Yes.
doing the Litecoin Foundation inside World CryptoCon, bro. It's going to be like twice the banger it was because last year was Bitcoin's birthday. And the
Yeah.
Litecoin Foundation Summit Party was in Seattle or somewhere. I don't even know. I've been to so many. I was there. It was good. But imagine these two just.
Yeah. Yeah, another, and hey, if you guys think that we should be creating a Litecoin sugar-free, you need to hit up Charlie Lee and let him know that he needs to back something like that, because this could be a big reason why we all succeed. Can you imagine, Bitcoin, Litecoin just coming up together, the gold and the silver of the internet? I mean, that's huge, Anyhow, I think it has incredible marketing potential. But either way, we'll get there, guys. I think Bitcoin Energy has a chance to do something that has needed to be done for a long time. And you know what I love about Ken Bozek?
I just had an idea.
Tell me.
Litecoin's implementing a privacy protocol to their blockchain.
Correct.
Litecoin, liquid assets, privacy flavor. Don't tell us what the flavor is.
Ooh, a little guess.
It's private.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that idea. I'm gonna talk to my flavor team about this. This is interesting.
You're welcome, internet.
Thank you. You know what's another really cool idea that I had was our little refrigerators. We're gonna call them cold storage.
That's awesome. No, I actually was telling people I need a mini fridge for right here because that's where I keep my case of liquid assets.
Yeah.
So I need a cold storage mini fridge, bro. So if
You're in Jersey?
One, yeah, I'm in Jersey.
All right, I'll get it done.
Dude, I stream every day. Let's do this, man.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yo, so I kind of want to wrap up on one topic because like we're kind of just shooting the shit, and I want to get a little bit more on a serious note, a perspective maybe more for the advanced people in the space. Sure. What are your thoughts on new money coming in, right? Like, you know, with this ETF proposals going in and out of submission and the futures market just easily being manipulated by incentivizing the shorts down. And I mean, it's obvious how large the OTC market purchases are and the market sales are. I mean, like, what are your thoughts on new money moving in, and where do you see it really coming from and mattering?
Yeah. You mentioned World CryptoCon. I was actually talking to that guy that put it together, the CEO, and he was telling me about, the upcoming event and Litecoin Summit and all these things happening. And I was telling him my experience of last year and how out of all the events, I thought it was the best one ran, the best production. And I was very happy with it and very excited about looking forward to the next one coming up. And, anybody that's still here after the bear market, I have a ton of respect for it because it's easy to sign up for the deal when it's on a high, and it's a lot harder to stick it through for the low. For guys like Bozak, who's been here for many lows on, many dips, because, as I found out on our podcast today, we kind of got in around the same time when we started getting obsessed with all this, right? And when you kind of put it together of what's in store for 2019, you've got CBD and you've got Bitcoin that will probably be the two hottest trends of 2019, leading up all the way to the next halvening, because the next halvening, I think, is going to be and this could be just pure speculation at this point, but I think that's going to be the signal for us to get on the next run, back with the bulls coming back. And, you take the supply and you cut it in half and your demand still stays the same, if not grows, then we have to keep this in mind for the advanced. And I'm glad you asked this question for the advanced ones, for the ones that have been around, because what we need to do is be team crypto. I think we all got to learn to be a little bit more on the same team. There's a ton of projects. There's a lot of people working on this token, this coin, and blah, blah, blah. But I think we all need to know that Bitcoin needs to succeed, because what's the best way to bring new money in? Well, we need new people. and it needs to be welcoming, and the conversation needs to be easy, and it needs to be simple, and people need to. That's why, for example, we spoke about Dash. They started with that mission. You know, how do we make the interface easy instead of all these keys and all that? And technology's come a long way since those days back then. Just like you used the example of the internet, 56K modem, it was complicated and hard to log in.
Yeah, get off the phone, Mom. I gotta check my email.
That's right. And you know, now it's become a lot easier, and I think we got to move with the times. Our phones are, you know, making our desktops obsolete every 6 months.
I hardly spend time on a desktop.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's now going to be so critical for us to think about something my mentor once told me. He said, think summer all winter and think winter all summer. Be a builder, put your head down, build. Whether it's Bitcoin energy or something else, put your head down and focus and build, because the storm's coming. And if you don't prepare now and you're not in a position to put all your ducks in a row, when the bulls take off again, you're going to get left behind. And so this is the best time. I look at it like, guys, you know, get working, get going, make sure you're promoting. Obviously, for me, it felt like the perfect opportunity for anybody that wants to do what I find to be the most important job. Tell the new people. Let's expose the new people. Conferences should be full of new people. Events full of new people. That's the only way new money comes in, and that's the only way you grow an economy. And so, I mean, you know, call me crazy. I don't know all the answers to everything, but I've seen companies blow up. I've seen businesses blow up. I've seen industries blow up. I've been watching different markets, alternative markets, all different classes, and, you know, metals and commodities and futures and financial markets are just wild. And I think anybody that wants to participate in where the world is moving, get yourself into the right opportunities and work. That would be my message to all the advanced, is take the time. It's 2019. We're already, what, 1 month into the year? That means we're, what is that? 8% of the year is over. Are you 8% of your way to your goal this year? And if not, then let's go. I love the roadmap we got going. We got a CBD product coming out next. It's going to be sugar-free. We're going to be really targeting the gamers, which I think helped put crypto on the map in the first place. I think a lot of the gamers and the coders and the developers that are going to be responsible for our infrastructure, for God's sakes, everybody. We need to wake up. All these people that are coding the future, they're putting junk in their body. They're putting, you know, Skittles and Swedish fish and junk energy drinks. Let's give them something healthy, right? Let's give them something to talk about. And let's make it fun. I mean, liquid assets. Let's go. You know, let's go. Exciting.
Cheers, bro.
And, yeah, I'm just excited to work with everybody. All projects. The crypto market has been amazing. Let's talk to other influencers that are not crypto influencers.
Exactly. Outside. We got to start speaking to the And quick shout out to Amina, who does an amazing top-level A+ quality meetup in Ottawa. So if you live in Ottawa, Canada, or you know anybody in Ottawa, Canada, tell them to check out Amina. Amina, post your link. She does great meetups, and like you were saying, it's really about bringing in newbies and on-ramping them. And I was just, you know, saying, like, I do a meetup in Philadelphia once a month, and you know, I think you were at I know Craig was at Coinvention, the PA meetup we had.
We had a presence there. I didn't get to make the event, but
you had the booth there, though. You contribute as a sponsor. You'd help them put on their event, and I do know that as soon as they allowed and asked and helped Lynn Ulbrich be a speaker at the conference, they lost a lot of sponsors, and you guys stuck around, man. So appreciate that support. I know the guys that put on that conference, and after the Ross Ulbricht, you know, sponsorship kind of, you know, exit, it sucked to see what happened, but it was awesome to see your presence there. And, you know, it was cool that a lot of people were really interested in it as, like, you know, it was funny because, like, the first question I saw Craig get asked a lot was, yo, when's the ICO? What's the ICO? Like, what token? And he's like, we're not a token. It's an
Yeah.
energy drink. And like people are like, oh, I just thought the energy drink was a gimmick for a token. And I'm just like, shit, somebody's gonna fucking make a token about this. Like, so I was just curious, like, what are your thoughts about, like, you know, like you said, nobody owns Bitcoin. Is it possible that somebody can make a
Right.
liquid assets cryptocurrency and start like shilling it as a token, you know, whatever?
Yeah. You know what? I want to go out there and keep telling the story. If it ends up being that we somehow come together and form a roadmap that says, hey, we're going to launch some type of an STO, then hey, I'm open to the conversation. We have talked about it. My team, my
STOs
partners.
in the future. 100. I'm calling it now. STOs. I'm like Babe Ruth. Remember, just take a screenshot. That's STO market like 10 months from now.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, look what JP Morgan's doing. Look
Yeah.
what Goldman Sachs has done by acquiring Poloniex. Look what Gemini has accomplished with their stablecoin. I mean, the bigger picture, and look what New York Stock Exchange has just announced what they're trying to do with blockchain and tokenizing stocks. Abra now lets you trade Bitcoin to ETFs and stocks and bonds. The big picture, I'm telling you guys right now, STOs, whatever you thought ICOs did, they're dead to the institutional investors, right? Like whatever support those, it ain't there.
Do you still see people go ICO?
Yeah, and they're dumb. It's just, you know, it's just one of those, like, you know, people trying to buy a domain in 2010. Like, what? You're still trying to buy up domains? Like, good luck, dude. You know, like, what's the point? And that's like an ICO launch right now. You know, it's like you kind of missed your moment there, bud. You're in it's not 1949 anymore. The gold rush is over. You know, move on.
What's the worst ICO that you've ever seen?
I love this question. I love it. Hey, remember I mentioned that New Jersey conference and I got interviewed by CNBC or CNN or one of the freaking company. There was an ICO that was basically pirate treasure on the blockchain. No shit, man. Like
Wow.
I know. And they're in
I remember you going to that booth.
Oh, dude, I went off.
I was at that conference.
I went off, bro. I went off. I couldn't. They literally said to my face, I was like, so why are you doing an ICO? It doesn't really seem like it makes sense. And they were like, well, we just, you know, the money. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what? You can't say that to me and then ask me to invest in your fucking ICO. Holy shit, you're going to prison. You know, and he was telling me exactly how the tokens were going to make money and gain value and how it was a genius investment opportunity. I'm like, I wish I was wearing a body cam mic right now. Like, damn, this is a bad dude. Or just dumb, right? Like, it's just dumb, you know, or just dumb. I can hope for the best, you know, give people the benefit of the doubt. But basically, the idea was they sell you a shit ton of their ICO shitcoin tokens, and they use the money that you gave them to go on an excursion to excavate pirate, you know, landmarks in the ocean that, you know, historical ships have crashed or blah, blah, blah. And they use that money to get, like, you know, submarines and crazy shit and diving suits and go down. And all their findings that they have is actually yours. Whoever buys those tokens that invests in that excursion. And then they were going to buy back the tokens that they sold to you so they could have the permission to sell the shit that they found. And I'm like, so it's backed by treasure you haven't found yet, nor is there any guarantee that you'll find the treasure on the excursion that I invest in. No.
Were they successful at all?
Dude, I'm so scared to even look. There's no way. I really kind of wish, I don't know, maybe I'll make the time to do one of those, like, where are they now? ICO kind of videos. like, because I do get curious, but then I'm also a little scared at the same time because I don't like bad news or negative energy and shit. And I feel like if I start to look into it, it manifests into the reality of my life. Like, if I'm looking for bad information, then I start finding it, and then it becomes a part of my life, and
Yeah.
I could just not have that in my reality. I can ignore to acknowledge it and that it doesn't exist. So,
But you know what's
um,
some really good news that's really powerful that I think is it's like a sleeping giant. Samsung just launched a blockchain wallet in their new phone, and so they haven't announced the new S10, but it's coming out. I actually happen to own a cell phone dealership, like a store, a retail front in Boston, in the city.
oh, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and so, but yeah, that's one of the businesses that I run, and I'm with phones all the time. So these smartphones come in, every 6 months, and to see the type of market share that Samsung has, I mean, it's dominant, right? Samsung sells a lot of smartphones, and the
Yes, they
S10 is
do.
their flagship model. And so for them to have a blockchain crypto wallet built into their OS, guys, I mean, I don't know what other news could be bigger than that. I'm sorry, but Apple and Samsung are the two phones that you're using in America.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there was a. Are you reading the chat right now? Because that's actually a really good point somebody brought up. They were saying it's not possible. A point sound said when you were talking earlier that we sacrifice convenience for privacy, or I believe maybe they were talking about me with the coins and the tools. But
How do I read the
actually,
chat?
it's on YouTube. It's in the top corner. Just make sure it's on mute so they don't like hear it through
Gotcha.
your speaker. But you know, you bring up a great point with Samsung basically having a blockchain wallet, you know, or a blockchain operating system setting or a Bitcoin wallet, whatever they're doing in the background of their operating system, is one of many small steps towards the convenience of privacy.
Yeah.
We do not sacrifice convenience for privacy as much as you may think. We are deprived privacy at the expense of convenience, but that is of the distributor's convenience, not ours, if you get what I'm saying. Like, we're going to see a desire for privacy exponentially grow as to like why did Apple build in and default VPN into your Apple phone, because people were downloading third-party VPNs at an extraordinary rate that Apple saw that, hey, this is a default desire. So they built in a VPN to the operating system as a basic functionality. Now, convenience is privacy. Privacy is convenience due to supply and demand, the market. So where we're starting to see what Shill said is we're getting these devices right now where like Samsung and shout out to Crypto Man Ran from CNBC Fast Money. He mailed me a Finny, I think. I'm getting one of those free blockchain phones. It's actually a blockchain operating system with decentralized applications where the device, I believe, requires complete internet access at all times because it needs to know that I'm signing the key, I am me, and it has connections to the blockchain that the operating systems. It's really freaking cool. But these are becoming defaults, man. You're not wrong, dude. It's, you know, Samsung, like you mentioned, is a big deal, especially when you look at they blew up phones in people's hands and cars and houses, and
Yeah.
that made them more money. Go look at the charts on the stock market. I'm not wrong. I'm not as dumb as I am stoned. Go look at the moment Samsung started blowing up phones, the dip and then the bounce, and how much money they made because of that was ridiculous. They're you know, so when you see these companies say, okay, we're default blockchain, default crypto. I mean, look at what is it? Brave browser, Opera Mini, and I believe now even Firefox all have different crypto wallets built into the browser.
Yep.
Dude, it's becoming, you know, really convenient.
Well, you know who started the Brave browser, right?
Yeah, that was the I can't remember the name, but he also created Basic Attention Token in Java.
Yeah. Yeah, he created Java, but he's also the founder of Firefox and Mozilla.
Created Brave to basically decentralize it. Yeah, he thought it went too corporate, too mainstream, and
Yes.
against his personal beliefs. So, shout out to
Yeah.
that motherfucker.
Yeah, totally. You know who else did the same thing with the project?
Hey, Crypto Keeper, how goes it, bro?
Was Everpedia. You ever heard of that project?
I did, yeah. Everpedia was pretty cool concept. You know, I saw that, and I saw things like library, and then I thought about like Steam it being sort of like the same thing. But dude, I could see the incentive for these projects and the reason for their existence, but I also see, you know, gamification, 51% attacks, you know, malicious. I mean, you could be pretty, you could be a whale on Everpedia and be incentivized to write a shitty article about me because somebody's willing to pay you to do it, and now your reputation is almost uneditable, you know, so.
Oh, so it's more of like a forum than it is an official statement.
As far as I know, like Wikipedia is open source and you can edit it depending on your weight and reputation of the contribution to the platform. But then again, that's, you know, humans at the end of the day that are fallible to, you know, manipulation, and, you know, they can be, you know, kind of bribed into writing shit. Like I see the problem with Steam it as well as I see the benefits. I think right now Steam it's working on a way to, you know, when people kind of downvote something, you know, there's a way to kind of counter that as, you know, a spam downvote, and there's a way to incentivize that. So there right now there really isn't a way to counter filter the filter, if you will. But
yeah,
if I could go in and be like, no, this is a good article, that dude's just being a rich prick, and a bunch of us agree, like, then the whale can't manipulate the and censor the blockchain. It's just, yeah, dude, we're in such a state right now where everything is so, like, usable and unusable. It's brilliant. Like way before AOL had their chat rooms, you know what I mean? If you're trying to sign a private message, like go on the blockchain and send me a message signed by your public, you know, good luck. You know, nobody knows how to do that yet. It's not convenient. It's just as difficult as it was to use the internet before, you know, AOL intranet made it really, you know, mainstream. But that's kind of what Coinbase is doing. That's what I say. Coinbase is basically AOL to crypto.
Coinbase now just said that they're going to give you the private keys and allow you to upload it on Google Cloud and iCloud. And I thought, so basically you're going to...
It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a trap and a lie. It's a trap and a lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You want to know how it's a trap and a lie? Which one do you want first?
Well, I was going to say, why would you give your private keys to Google and Apple?
Yeah. And the NSA, the government. I mean, it's like, it's definitely theirs.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, and I don't even know if I should, you know, bring this up on this podcast, but is this like an anything goes type of moment? Because
no, for sure, dude. We're at overtime by 20 minutes, so it's up to you. I could do this for like another hour or two easily, man. I love talking to you, bro.
Likewise, man. I really appreciate that. By the way, Cliff Martin actually on your chat said one of the smartest dudes in crypto. 16 people watching. Mind equals blown. Absolutely right, Cliff. You're absolutely right. In fact, we should all tell all 16 of you guys, tell some people to go tweet and reshare and tell them to hop on. We'd love to have more interaction and engagement. That's actually an incredible strategy for anybody watching any type of crypto content. If you like what they're doing, give them a thumbs up. I like what Superman says. He says, smash up those likes.
Well, I think that's just on YouTube, Cliff. I'm actually streaming decentralized. I'm on 6 different platforms. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, I'm on BitTube, I'm on DLive, I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook. So right now we're streaming live simultaneously, and that's kind of actually thanks to Morecoin. I have a little sponsor plug right there.
I saw that.
So you can see Stroken Tokens, Morecoin, Steam Monsters, Bitcoin Energy, and Monarch. And those are like a lot of the projects that I really support in the space right now.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I'm a fan of Monarch myself, actually. Love that guy.
Yeah, dude. The wallet's starting to get integrations with things like BitRefill and Celsius Network. So you'll be able to like... You know, you'll be able to pay for Tinder Premium from your Monarch wallet with Bitcoin, or order Domino's Pizza, pay your phone bill, use Uber, all from your Monarch wallet via the BitRefill integration. And also, you'll be able to have a Bitcoin savings account, and you'll earn interest every week on what you're basically staking. You know, it's your your savings account that just you are being your own bank with this wallet, man. Monarch's killing it right now. It's just one of the most underrated wallets, but I mean, it has so much room to grow, and the space is still so early, and I don't like monopolies in any way. So there's like Trust Wallet and so many other wallets and MetaMask and all these wallets that I really like to tell people to check out, because you know, I'm not going to be like, yo, these shoes are really great tools. You know, they just invented shoes, but the only shoes that aren't a scam are Nikes. Like, what? Like, who needs that? And, you know, and what happens when Nike's the only shoemaker and we're screwed into paying X amount? Like, we don't need that mentality. Play with everything. Use everything. And big shout out to Morecoin and BitTube and DLive. Because
Nice.
I like to keep it decentralized.
I love that, man. That's just awesome.
Well, I
Let's go
heard
down this rabbit hole. What do you think about the fact that the NSA created and invented SHA-256?
Probably not. I don't think they would have let it got this far if they had.
No, but that's facts.
How's that facts? I don't.
Look it up.
Well, how's that facts? I gotta look into that, because like
the encryption that Bitcoin.
Well, okay, so I could see that. I could see that. I could see that actually. I mean, it doesn't matter who created it by ideology. It's about implementation, right, and execution. So, yeah, maybe somebody there, or they did, or whatever it may possibly be. Maybe it was third party grouped, or AI created it for them out of solving a problem they fed it. But you know, if somebody took it and open sourced it before they did, and it has legacy. Bitcoin has legacy, so it doesn't really matter if they created it, and it's open source. You know, it's not like they can even own or, you know, control the blockchain. And with most of the hash power being in China, I don't see much incentive behind it on their end as a U.S.
I'll tell you
government
what I
entity.
think about it. I think the NSA created SHA-256 probably for evil reasons, and I could be wrong. How do I know? I have no idea.
Well, they probably wanted to solve the Byzantine general problem, like every other government entity was doing with encryption. You know, trying to send a file from A to B, encrypt it, and know that you owned it and nobody manipulated it, because you can see on the open ledger that it wasn't manipulated from the time of sent to receive. Blah blah blah.
True. Who knows what the original reasons? I think Satoshi came together with, you know, the cyberpunks and said, let's turn this code into a usable peer-to-peer cash. Are you a Bitcoin Cash type of guy? Are you no?
Not even a little bit, dude. I mean, I'm so over forks. It's like I'm desensitized. I don't even acknowledge them anymore. I used to be like, oh, airdrop, I'm going to trade and get more. I'm like, it's just so much work for these shitcoins. I'm done acknowledging their existence. Like, I am done, as much as I can, done acknowledging the existence of fiat. It's just, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my crypto's energy to fork and trade. It's just not. So, yeah, I'm just over it. But no, I don't even follow the SV, ABC, fork, and you know, I'm trying my best to look into, but I just don't have the enthusiasm to really dig into the Bitcoin hex of Richard Hart, the Ethereum fork airdrop of Bitcoin, and then there's Bitcoin Wrapped, which is like weird. It's like a Bitcoin promise within a Bitcoin coupon. I don't get it, but people were excited for it. You know what I mean? It's like the futures market. Everybody was so excited. I'm like, do you understand that there's no incentive to bet on it going up? If they believe that, they would just buy it. So, hey, there are incentives to bet down and then maybe buy some of it OTC, sell it on the market, dump the price a little bit, and maybe make that bet that you said on the futures that it was going to go down, maybe come into fruition. Maybe that's what's happening with the institutional money. And maybe if you looked into how many Bitcoin are owned, it's probably more than 21 million. It's fucking scary, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Checking out the chat. The U.S. regulatory needs to catch up before mass adoption, and I think mass adoption will actually twist the arm of regulations the same way prohibition has in the past and currently, as we're
Why the
seeing it.
hate for Steam?
Who's that? Oh, I don't hate Steam.
I didn't think so.
I was just talking about the realness of the issues with whales and downvotes, and I said that they're implementing a way to kind of incentivize participation to vote. When people say oh blah blah blah, there's a different weight system that can counteract that incentive to just vote down and back that whale that said downvote. A lot of people are just sheep, and they'll just see a whale's large vote as a downvote, and they'll follow up just to follow, hoping that the whale sees them, following them, and then sees a post by them and upvotes it, and whatever. It's cool. It's beta, I think the alpha's launching soon. I don't know, man. There's so much happening in this space, but it's so early. That's all I'm saying. No hate for Steam, though.
Yeah.
None. I think what I would love to see is Liquid Assets ads on Steam as a promotional post instead of seeing ads on like Facebook or whatever, because Bitcoiners that
I
are
heard
gonna
that's coming.
huh?
I heard that's coming. I heard Steam's working on ads.
It's there, promotions.
Oh, they do have it already?
Well, you could create your own Steam account, and then you could create the post, and then you could put a certain amount of Steam behind that post and promote it on the blockchain. So it will be in the promotions section. And a lot of the people that, contribute to the blockchain by, powering up their Steam, they'll see your contribution as an advertiser, and they will upvote that, to help you get, your money's worth, to, say they appreciate your contribution to Steam. So they'll help that actually get more attention. So, it'll travel a little bit, dude. They want you to see that. They want you to come back as an advertiser and give more Steam to promote your company there, rather than on Facebook. And I think that marketing business model will be adopted by things like Facebook and Twitter really soon. I could see that, imagine a Facebook killer DApp coming out, and Mark Zuckerberg just so happens to be a fan of it subtly. He didn't create it, it just popped. He'll be the Satoshi Nakamoto of the decentralized social media platform is kind of what I'm looking at. He'll be the Dan Latimer of Facebook X. So keep an eye out for that engagement.
It looks like it
does. Patrick said it does have ads now. You were right. I knew the promotions worked for sure.
Well, everyone seems to hate Steam on your channel.
Yeah, well, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Not everybody likes cake or pie, I'm not
True.
I don't like pie. Please don't serve me pie. But I don't really judge people who eat pie for dessert when there's a delicious cake right next to it. And why would you choose a shitty fucking pie over cake? But everyone's entitled to their opinion, man. So, let people be. You don't have to weigh people to opinions.
Totally.
I don't. People are entitled. You don't have to like everything or hate it, whatever. And again, a lot of people. This is the part that makes it hard, right? Like, if you're an investor with an investor's mentality, you're probably not the most ethical person. You're an investor. And with that in mind, not saying I am unethical. I'm just saying, put yourself in that position. Not everything has to have a utility to have value. What has value is the market awareness of its existence, the promise of it, the wow factor, the desire, the FOMO, if you will. So you don't necessarily have to invest in certain things that are going to be things, that are going to make money. It's so unethical. When I see things like Ripple, I'm like, sure, the banks may pump it or whatever with whatever, but it's like investing in Philip Morris as people, buy Marlboro cigarettes. You're just making money off of cancer. It's just dirty blood money. Do you really want that? Yeah, it's an obvious unethical thing you could do. But I think that's only because of the institutional mentality of investing. as retailers, retail investors move in, the mom and pop everyday average person with a different mentality, like people that have had hardships have a totally different concept of charity than those that never had a hardship before. Like people that always grew up with will probably take that last slice of pizza without thinking, hey man, you want to split this? Or hey, do you want, you know what I mean? Like, because they don't know, they don't have that mentality, but it's going to be, we're the majority. They're the 1%. We're the 99. Or we are the majority. So as soon as we have the ability to start getting into like fractional stocks, where we imagine us, me, you, and a large community having some weight in how companies like Facebook actually go through, because we're shareholders now. We have a fucking say.
Right.
But I mean, how many retail investors can afford enough stocks to do stuff like that? Not everybody even has $100 in their savings account, but $1 or $2 of Facebook as a community with a community vote, it's decentralizing the power.
Totally. Wow, dude, you are so brilliant, man. I love that. You just totally took a concept like crypto and became it. You are a crypto. You are a token.
I'm the beta tester, man. That's all.
I love it. I love it, dude.
So
how did you get into content creating?
Well, people would just ask the same question over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, how do I buy Bitcoin? Or how do I
remember that.
How do I make a paper wallet and all that? So I was just like, all right, cool. I'll make a video. Because when I looked at it, there's like nothing really at the time. There was a lot of like pump and dump or opinion video, but there wasn't anything informational. That was just like, without shill. It was just like, it was all shilly shit. I was just like, there's no just, here, like boring step by step. So I was just like, I'll do it. Whatever. It's fun. And I did. I made a couple videos. And then I saw that I kind of had a little platform building up. And what really started to inspire me to keep going was I had a soapbox where people like, I don't know, the CEO and founders of Liquid Assets wants to come on my fucking podcast and talk to me for 2 hours. Like that's the real motivation to keep doing this for me is I have this opportunity to talk to awesome people like you. So that's really why I keep doing it now. But why I got into it is so much more different than why I'm into it still. And I'm just blessed to be here, dude. It's been such an experience. And the lineup of guests that I have on my calendar, like my calendar's open source. I'm pretty sure you can just go to Twitter, look at my pinned tweet, and see all the people that are going to be on my podcast coming up. It's awesome. It's so humbling. I have like Brock Pierce on the ledger, the CEO of Shine Paper. It's golden joint paper. It's like pure gold joint rolling paper is coming on. He's like, this is like, I'm like, what? Dude, I love that.
Gold.
Me, bro. Thank you to ENJ Gold. He actually rolled up a 24-karat gold joint on my 30th birthday in Vegas at the poker tournament that you sponsored right out front.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was hanging out with.
That on video.
Oh, dude, no. I mean, I was hanging out with a lot of awesome people like Doug, Brock was there, and Charlie. There's a lot of great people hanging out at that poker tournament during my birthday party. It was hella fun, dude. Hella fun.
Man, I remember that was a good day.
So, what are your thoughts for the space, man? What are you doing personally right now to kind of secure yourself in this bear market? And what are you doing to prepare yourself for the bull run?
Sure. I, every day keep an eye on a few different things. Mostly my strengths. I'm not good with technical analysis. Can't sit behind a chart and be a trader. But I love watching the news. I love looking at the social sentiment and the opinions of where things are at. The popularity of what's trending on Google searches. I think it's important to kind of look at the macro level of things. And when people are making less content, when there's less noise and there's less exposure, that's the time to be entering the market. And so, we're like I said every day earlier, we're cranking, we're working our butts off. It's not like before you could put in $100 and see 6-figure days. I mean, that's the power of bull market. But I think what people have to realize is even in a bull market, there was really a handful of days where there was just parabolic going straight up, right? But you know, for the most part, usually Bitcoin trends downwards, except for those huge days that just bring the trend up and the average is up. And if you scale it out and you kind of step back and you zoom out of everything you're looking at, you usually get the full answer. And so I like to focus on my strengths, man. I like to look at the news. Like I said, I like to watch where crypto's at. I like to make sure I am constantly putting our brand in front of people. I am sticking to my agenda, having meetings. We are discussing the future, sticking to our roadmap every single day, and living the product. You know, I drink a couple of these every day and get fired up about it. And, you know, what I love to see is that the conversation that comes from having this type of a product, the product carries the sale even when you're not there. Right. So to be an affiliate, this is another awesome part of, you know, being an affiliate for a product that's consumable. At the end of the month, they're going to keep on ordering. And not only is it awesome for business, but as an affiliate, those commissions are on repeat. It's one thing to have a product that takes your money every month, right? But what if every month the business was paying you, right? And so that's kind of the opportunity that I want to continue to help create. I've actually seen all the social influence that's happening outside of crypto benefit big brands. Like Bang Energy is blowing up through social media.
It really
and
is.
You know what we got to do is be the influencers of crypto, but now take the almost like I want to call it a war and say, hey, the war is outside. Let's talk to all the social influencers that are not in crypto. They might probably be low key on crypto. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, they do Amazon, they do e-com, they do credit, they do all types of things on the digital platforms that they kind of just do crypto on the side. It's not like their main thing, but they do it, or they do invest, or they do trade, or they do own, or they do hold. And I think it's time that we start putting cans in everybody's hands and having everybody push it and talk about it, because this is going to get a lot of conversations going. The next project you work on could be over Bitcoin energy.
Yeah, I take this to meetups, and every once in a while I'm at the meetups and somebody's like, yo, where can I get that? I was like, oh, here, I'll text you my link. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly,
there you go.
exactly.
But I want to kind of show people the bigger picture sort of to this, the
Sure.
bigger side of the influence, or whatever side that you want to call it, you know what I mean? Like, but like reaching out to corner stores, mom and pop shops, convenience stores that are low key corner stores, and trying to like show them, show them on the phone, like, hey, these are all the Bitcoin ATMs in the area. Open up bitcoinmeetups.com and show them all the Bitcoin meetups in the area, and then be like, hey, look, you could have this, in your refrigerator, and people will know, hey, to come here to get this, and this is the interest in this, and you could be the person that helps provide that to the convenience store. And you could do that a couple times, have a couple convenience stores that see the opportunity in a gimmick, sort of energy drink, which is sort of what it is. It's gimmicky, but that's the promotional opportunity and benefit that the small business has of, hey, this is niche. I'm going to have customers come out of their way because Wawa doesn't sell this, then Wawa doesn't have the control in-house to even be able to sell it. That's the benefit of being a small entrepreneurial business like a mom and pop shop. So you can go...
In terms of branding, though, let's just kind of talk about what is gimmicky. I mean, is Red Bull gimmicky? Is Bang gimmicky? Is Monster gimmicky? When you think
Bang is gimmicky as fuck. Sex sells. Right? That's exactly
Everything
the business model Bang went for. It's like, hey man, you think sex sells? Yeah. All right. What do you think about Bang? And they're like, oh yeah, fuck that. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And that's because they know how to market, right? And that's exactly what I want to be able to do, is take the brand that is beyond all of us, every single person watching, every single person learning, every single person involved in the entire space. That brand, that logo, this big B right here is bigger than all of us combined. It represents something way bigger, right? It represents freedom. It represents sovereignty. It represents the ability to transact value seamlessly with somebody right now. If I want to do business with Ken, boom, I got Bitcoin. I don't.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm
Just send it right here.
saying? Yeah. And so I get fired up about these ideas, and I think, this market is screaming for a product like this, and we have a chance again to spread the word better than everybody else. Give me some examples. I mean, we're live right now. Who can think of a product that spreads the word of Bitcoin like this? I mean, what is there? Intangibility? What, mining hardware?
You know what?
Hardware wallets?
Dude, I just had an idea again. You're inspiring. I got the gears turning because of you. But like, have you know Wax.io?
Yeah.
They have G Fuel.
Sure.
It's like gamer energy
I've
drink.
heard of G Fuel, yeah.
Why don't we reach out to Wax.io and see if we can get Bitcoin energy cases for them to give away in their loot crates? So, a lot of these mainstream.
Wax is working with G Fuel?
Yeah, exactly. We got to reach out to Wax. I actually have my own sticker on the Wax blockchain. So
Yeah.
I'm tokenized from Engine and Wax. I have two different shitcoins, if you will, of myself. And they are scarce. They are not reissuable. They are very limited edition.
What is it? A picture, or how does it work?
It's a non-fungible token. So it's like an ERC 721 or like a blockchain collectible, non-fungible crypto kitty. But it's me.
Got you.
Yeah.
That is so interesting.
I actually have another video game I play on the blockchain called Dope Raiders, and they made me my own character on their blockchain as well. So I'm tokenized. I'm like immortal on many different blockchains, ladies and gentlemen.
I could buy the Ken Bozak avatar and be able to only own the rights to who Ken Bozak is.
Yeah, there's only one me. There's only one me.
Yeah.
In the game. So if you want it, you could try to buy me and then be me in that game's reality. It's like I have my pajamas on and everything, like wearing pajamas right now. You guys know. Like I have my pajamas on in the game, and like they just knew my outfit. It was great. And like in the country song that I was in today, when I opened Facebook, Bitcoin Ben showed me I was in a Bitcoin country song. The guy was like, Ken Bozak, you gotta go listen to it, but he mentioned like the way I dressed and stuff, and I was just like, dude knows me. He just knows. So that was really cool. I feel like we're kind of going on 2 hours here. Where do you?
Yeah, we gotta wrap up because I gotta run. Actually, it's almost 9 o'clock, and I gotta get on to many other duties.
Yeah, dude. No, I feel you. I didn't realize we went so long. It's the liquid assets here, but that's funny that I talk about like Bitcoin trading 24/7. The market never closes, and
that's another reason why I didn't want. Everyone asked, when I'm going to be done with this meeting. All the things that I put aside, I was like, you know what? I don't want to put a time on it because Ken and I might end up talking about unlimited things. Who knows where it might go? And I don't want it to be the last time. I think I would love to see you keep going. I'd love to have Crypto Craig come back on. You two, I could see talking about amazing things.
Oh, we gotta get him on. Send him the link to the calendar. Let's get him on because my calendar's open source. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, dude, I would love to talk to him. Maybe we could do like a round table or something with you and him and me.
I love that. I'm actually inspired by you, dude. I'm gonna put up the whole entire Calendly thing in open source mine as well. I might even fill up my entire calendar all year and say, hey, let's start cranking out these podcasts.
Right, dude? I love that, man. I love it. And definitely don't sleep on that Dash DAO proposal, and don't forget Litecoin, privacy flavor. That's going to be, I'm telling you guys, we got Dash, Liquid Cash, Litecoin privacy flavor. It's just, we're going to be tasting the future soon. I'm telling you guys.
Let's go. I remember what you once called it. You called it sweet Satoshi nectar. When I knew this was going to be a big hit at the first conference, I remember looking over, Craig and I watched you take one of these out of the trash can, pull it up, and you didn't even know we were looking at you, but you took it out, took a picture, and you're like, just went on your way. And then I watched you several of the times. You would take them off the ground and make sure you put them on the coolers,
yeah.
And I I knew that there was going to be such a big deal, because even if you are just a consumer and you want to win Bitcoin, it's like being, Willy Wonka's chocolate
Yes.
factory, getting that golden ticket,
It is, though. You're right. And that's like, guys, when he says like I was taking it out of the trash and putting, that's again like, just it's great. Like, this is a great little marketing thing for Bitcoin. I didn't even know him or really care about the you know what I mean? Like, who cared, whatever. But like the fact that this is such a interesting thing that people are going to want to, like you said, when you walk into the Apple store, you want to touch it, you want to feel it, you grab it. Now it has your attention because you want it to give it your attention. It didn't steal it. It's really interesting.
And now you're all of a sudden not one of those weird people at the party. When you went to, Thanksgiving a couple years ago, I'm sure you were the coolest dude there because you knew about crypto. The next year you went, you were like evil, because now all of a sudden people are like, oh, what'd you get me involved with? If you showed up, with a case of this, and you started having the conversation, you now have everyone's walls down and ears open like, what is this? Well, we just wanted to use the brand because the brand came together today worth, 50 billion bucks, somewhere around there. And at its high, it was worth $400 or $500 billion. So there's a ton of potential. Lots of people predicting this to go to the moon and, be the new form of currency for the internet. I mean, look what's happening in Venezuela. Right? Look what happened to Zimbabwe.
France.
Look what happened to Greece and Cyprus and all these countries that their government did not do their citizens service. It was very poor management, very poorly ran countries, and poor economics. Bitcoin solves a lot of those problems and keeps things fair. And it's an unfuckable ledger. And I think everyone needs to be a lot more aware, or in today's terms, we call it woke. But get yourself a case of Bitcoin Energy, everybody. If you're having a bad day, I tell people drink Bitcoin Energy. If you're having a great day, tell somebody about Bitcoin Energy. You want to win Bitcoin, drink some Bitcoin Energy. Get it on Amazon. Get it on Ken's link in the description. Tell your friends about it, everybody. I'm going to sign out and let Ken turn it over and him end his show. And Ken, I'll be back on as soon as I'm actually going to tell Craig, hey, you got to sign up on Ken's Calendly program.
Yeah, man, for sure, guys. And if you enjoyed the podcast, don't forget to check out the link in the description box on YouTube. You can go ahead and order yourself a case of Bitcoin Energy. You can go ahead and use Purse.io, save 30% spending crypto. So save yourself some money, guys, spending your crypto, using it, not just holding it and poking it with a stick. If you enjoyed the podcast, don't forget to pound the thumbs up button, share this on social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and flick that alert bell right next to subscribe. You'll get a notification every time I do a live podcast. I do one every single day. So yeah.
We should give one away, huh? We should give away a case.
You want to give away a case?
Yeah, let's give away a case to one of your people in your audience. Whoever share, I want you to track. What can you track? Like the most shares, whoever shared it the most, or something.
Keep an eye on my Twitter. I'm gonna make a specific tweet. So if you guys are watching, go check out my Twitter. I'll make a specific tweet, and we're gonna go and create a really easy way for you to win a free,
like the 100th
free
retweet
case
or something like that.
Yep.
Or we'll give away something.
Yep, we're going to do this, guys. So definitely check that out on Twitter, at Kenneth Bozak and at Bitcoin_energy. All right, guys. Shil Patel, thank you so much, bro. Everybody check out bitcoinenergy.com and have a day.